Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be focus on yourself and your goals first. Well, a couple house cleaning things I want to get out of the way. This is not an old video. And in case you guys haven't noticed, because I've been reading the comments, that we had this little storm that kind of came through Florida called Hurricane Irma. So I actually had to evacuate and leave the beach, and so I was actually planning on coming back to Orlando in a few weeks anyways, because my book was going to be wrapped up. I want to go in the studio and start recording the audiobook. So obviously the hurricane caused me to have to come back a little earlier, and so that's where I am working on. Just actually, as a matter of fact, late last night I finished my first read through with the first of the final drafts of my book. So people were like, when's it coming out? When's the next book coming out? It's coming out soon. That's all I could say. And I'm working diligently on it. Should be in the studio over the next few weeks or month or so. So I'll keep you guys posted. But again, this is a new video. This is my studio in Orlando. So for those, because I see people going, bring back the introduction. I miss the music and the introduction. Well, obviously, if you're watching this, you got to hear the introduction. And you may, if we're lucky, get to hear some fucking sirens, some dogs barking, maybe a couple fucking trains come through, because obviously it's just loud as hell down in downtown. So with that said, I got an email, obviously, from a guy. This is a success story from a dude. He's an American, and he's been living in Taiwan for the past year or so, and so he details two of the women that he's dated, and he wanted to share his success story because he didn't really go out looking to meet anybody or trying to find anyone. He just focused on himself, focused on becoming the best version that he could be. He didn't let language or culture or the fact that he was in a different country get in the way of him meeting and dating women. And so he had one woman he dated for, I guess, about 6 months. And then he shares how he met his latest girlfriend and how things are going really well, and it's the best relationship he's ever had in his life. So I got a quote that I wrote, and then we'll go through his email to see what he's done successfully. And the quote says, "People who like the same things tend to like each other. Create a life and lifestyle full of the kinds of activities you love and the kinds of people you love hanging out with. The universe works in magical ways. By becoming what you want to attract and creating what you want to be a part of, like-minded people who share your values and goals will effortlessly manifest into your life in the most unexpected ways." Because sometimes I do phone sessions with guys, and they're like, well, where do I go to meet the kind of woman I want? And I always get them focused on creating a great life and lifestyle, so you just naturally, as a side effect of having a very busy social life full of activities and the kinds of people that also love to do the kinds of things that you love doing, meeting somebody really amazing will just be a side effect of that. Because the happier you make yourself, the more you love your life, the more you have control over your time, the more you can eat where you want, the more you can travel to where you want, the more you can do the kind of activities that you want, you're going to be happier. And if you're happier, you're going to smile more. And the more you smile and the happier you are, the more you're going to appreciate life, the more you're going to have an attitude of gratitude, and the more grateful you are, the more you're going to want to be inclined to listening to relaxing music, to eat healthy, to juice vegetables, to eat healthy alkaline smoothies like the one that I've done videos for, go to the gym, work out, whether it's cardio or weights, and just take better care of your body, because it's the home of your soul, if you will, so to speak. And if you are not taking care of yourself and not taking your body, that's going to have an effect on your overall attractiveness, your overall sense of well-being, and how much or how little you smile. And the bottom line is all human beings, no matter where they are in life, love being around people that are happy, people that smile, people that make them feel good, people that have the world by the balls, so to speak. And this guy, obviously, you can tell from his email that he's having a great time. He's focused on his mission and purpose and creating a really great life and lifestyle. And these two women that he's dated in the past year or so just he didn't go looking for them. They just kind of happened to show up in his life. So it's all really, again, this is a great success story for a guy focusing on becoming the kind of man that would attract the kind of woman that he's looking for. So with that said, let's go through his email. Hey Coach, I'm an American who has been living in Taiwan for over a year now. I hope this email not only serves as a testament to your work, but as an inspiration to those living overseas and having to adapt to the dating customs of the foreign country they are living in. My success story is also meant to further prove what you preach. Focus on yourself first and your life goals, and naturally the right person will find you. For foreign guys like myself, having an immediate attraction level and finding dates wasn't the obstacle, but rather finding someone who is compatible and shares similar views is another story. Yeah, let's face it, the world's full of people who all of us are going to find very appealing physically. But somebody that you actually jive with, you share similar goals, similar values, maybe have the same spiritual outlook in life. I know what I believe spiritually. It's very rare that I meet somebody that has a similar goal, similar background, and has the same spiritual outlook in life. And so when I do, I really treasure those people. I really treasure those moments. Sometimes it feels like I'm an alien walking around in a strange world, because the more successful you become and the more you achieve at the highest level, you start to realize that most people are not at that same level. As a matter of fact, only about 2% of the people in the United States make over $250,000 a year. So the more successful you become, you get yourself into, it's just like anything in life. If you look at the NFL or Major League Baseball or the NBA, I mean, out of 7.5 billion people in the world, there's maybe 1,000 or so active players in NFL. When you figure all the rosters and practice squads, that's 1,000 or so people that are able to play at the highest level, make the most money in that competitive game. It's just a rare number. So as you as you create your own little world, so to speak, you just naturally draw other like-minded people who have the same goals, same values, same interests, who like doing the same kinds of things. It's like you find your people. You build your little world, if you will. It's like if you can't find what you're looking for, then create it, and other people of like-mindedness will show up. He says, now some might blame the culture shock or language barrier, and as there may be some truth to this, I find this excuse unacceptable, as I'm a man of action and I find my own solutions. I love that. In other words, he's a self-reliant man. He's going to make something happen. In other words, he's not going to let the fact that he's from somewhere else create a story that he says, oh, well, I can't go and talk to that girl because I probably don't speak the language, or she probably won't like because I'm an American, or whatever it happens to be. You see somebody, you feel compelled to extend an invitation, and you go and you extend the greatest gift you can give anybody, which is the opportunity to have some of your time. So I found this woman whom we hit it off pretty heavy in the beginning. Before I knew it, sex, planning trips, and dinner plans came regularly. However, I kept my options open and I continued to date, as the word relationship was never brought up. Well, as I say in my book, it's a man's job to create the next opportunity for sex time. His job is to make the courtship happen, to make the hanging out happen, to make having fun while they're hanging out happen, and to make the hookup happen when the opportunity and the signs are there that she's ready to be touched, to be ready to be kissed, and moved things slowly over to the bedroom for the Indoor Olympics. It was around the 5th month when things tapered off, and I noticed a drastic personality change in her. She would constantly complain about her thesis project for her master's program and suddenly stopped caring about her appearance. Remember, people can hide who they are for about the first 90 days of a relationship. So he dated this woman for about 6 months total, and you can see, obviously, she maintained the facade of who she wanted him to believe she was, and after 90 days, The real her came out. That's why it's so important to remain objective and not get hypnotized by the beautiful boobs and butt and the pretty face. What is this person really like after you've been around them for a while? What are they like day in and day out? What do they like to wake up next to on a Saturday morning or when things aren't going well in their lives? How are they? For better or for worse, I'm a believer in the saying, if you can't accept someone at their worst, you don't deserve them at their best. But it got to the point of dragging me down, and it was time for me to move on. The idea is you want to spend your time with people who are better than you, who are more successful than you, who have more money than you, who behave better than you, who are just better human beings than you are, because you'll naturally tend to gravitate in their direction. At this point, I figured it's time for me to focus on myself again and not jump back into the deep end so quickly. I took up fencing for the first time and I retaught myself guitar. So he focused on doing things just simply because he had an interest in guitar and doing fencing. That's what somebody who loves themselves and loves their lives and loves their free time and their time alone does. Says, well, that sounds cool. I'm going to go check that out. In addition, for over 5 months now, I've been seeing a new woman casually for language exchange and regular weekend outings. So he's just in his natural course of trying to adapt and be in Taiwan. He's taking what anybody would you'd think, oh, I'm going to take a language class. And what happens? He meets a girl in language class. Not because he was, I'm going to go meet a girl in language class. He was like, I need to take language class so I can learn the language better. And he happens to meet somebody in there as a side effect of just living his life. And because he knows what to do when the opportunity presents itself, he can tell she's interested. He makes a date, and things just happen naturally. Rather than me becoming hooked emotionally, she confessed her intense feelings and how she wanted to commit to a serious relationship. This weekend, I'm visiting her parents for the first time, and as I've been told by her, that they are anxious to meet me. So it sounds like mom and dad want to make a good impression, and the only reason they'd want to make a good impression is because she said all kinds of good things about you. That's a good sign. Now, I'm not one for counting eggs before they hatch, but this is definitely leagues further than where I was at in the previous relationship. Well, the idea is to try to get a little better each and every day. As you become better, the quality of woman that you're able to attract is going to get better. As you become a better friend, the quality of the friends that you attract also increases. We share each other's time doing the same activities, and we thrive off of each other's energy. Birds of a feather flock together. They say that for a reason. Like attracts like. It's a universal law. The revelation that I had, and the one that you mention quite often, is that when you truly focus on yourself, those around you will be attracted to that energy. Naturally, like-minded individuals with similar interests and beliefs will want to share their time with you and find you irresistible. Thanks for the advice from your audiobook and monthly video newsletters. I would be humbled if you shared my story to others, especially to those living and dating overseas. Thanks, Bob. Well, thanks, Bob, for the great success story, and congratulations on all you've experienced. It takes a lot of fucking balls just to move to another part of the world and jump right into the culture, much less start a relationship with somebody from that culture. So congratulations to you for doing a great job. And for those of you that haven't read my book yet, you can go to my website, click the products tab at the top of your screen on any book. You can get an Audible version of it totally for free by subscribing to Audible and doing a free trial, or you can read it for free by subscribing to my email newsletter on my website. And if you'd like to get a phone coaching session with yours truly, go to my website, click the products tab, and book the coaching option that works for you. And I will talk to you soon.